class, today we're on Module 17, Lesson 4, Identify and Classify Quadrilaterals. And a quadrilateral is a four-sided shape. Today we're going to be able to identify trapezoids, parallelograms, rectangles, rhombuses, and squares. So let's look at the picture. So we have some type of space shuttle. So it says the Space Shuttle Thermal Protection System is a barrier of tiles made up of quadrilaterals. This barrier protects the shuttle from the heat and cold of space. How can you identify and classify? So we're going to identify and classify quadrilaterals like the ones used on the shuttle. So in blue, right here, I always want to read the information they give us. It says, the tick marks, and these are the tick marks right here. The tick marks on the line segments show they have the same length. These are the same length. So it says a quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides and four angles. What are different ways you can name this quadrilateral? So we can say let's start with the easy one. So we'll say quadrilateral. We'll just make a list of them. We'll say quadrilateral, and you could just say quad, Q-A-D, if you want to abbreviate. A, B, C, D. So when we name a quadrilateral, we list all four letters that name the shape. So A, B, C, D. Let's go around. So A, let's start with B. B, C, D, A. C, D, A. Let's do C. C, D, A, B. And then let's do D, A, B, C. And you could reverse, you could go out of order, it doesn't matter. So there's several ways you could name the quadrilateral. We could go backwards and do A, D, C, B. We could do D, C, B, A, and so on. So there's a few different ways we can name this. In letter B, use the directions below to mark the quadrilaterals. Assume that the line segments that appear to be parallel are parallel. So if they look parallel, they're probably parallel. When I see squares and rectangles and stuff. All right, so we've got 5 different things we're going to look at. So look for the ones that have 4 right angles. They want us to do this in orange. I don't know that I have an orange. Let's see if I can change my color. Let's see here. Oh, right here's orange. Let's change the color for me. I'm going to do orange. If you have a crayon at home or a marker or highlighter, you might want to go grab an orange. I think I'll just write orange. I'll write orange. Okay. So it says 4 right angles. Well, this one has 4 right angles. The first one's segment, so I'm going to write these are orange. Oh my goodness. Lost my orange. Let's try again. The first and second one both have 4 right angles, so they're orange. O-R-A-N-G-E. O-R-A-N-G-E. Just write orange. Those are the only ones that have 4 right angles, so I'll check that off. All right, in blue, you have a blue crayon or blue highlighter, or just write the word blue. Only 1 right angle. Only 1. That's 4, 4. That one's got 2. This one's 2. This one has no right angles, no right angles. So this one is the only one with 1 right angle, so I'll write blue. Check that out. Alright, so put a square around the shape if it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So 2 pairs of parallel sides. So the square has 2 pairs of parallel sides because the top, they're parallel and the sides are parallel. So we'll put a square around the first one. Alright, the rectangle, the top and the bottom are parallel and the 2 sides are parallel. So we'll put a square around this one. And then, let's see, this rhombus right here, this diagonal and this diagonal are parallel. This diagonal and this diagonal, so we'll put a square around this shape. And this is pretty much the same type of shape. So that one and that one are parallel, and that one and that one are parallel. So we'll put a square, so we should have 4 squares. So exactly 2 pairs of parallel sides. All right, if it has no pairs of parallel sides? Well, this shape right here, so that's a trapezoid. It does have one set of parallel sides. This top and this bottom are parallel, so it has at least one side. So I would say the one in blue. Put an X through it. It has no parallel sides. All right, and only one pair of perpendicular sides. So remember, perpendicular would be where they cross and they make 90-degree angles. So perpendicular would be where they cross like that. So which ones have perpendicular sides? Only one pair of perpendicular sides. Well, I think I might have messed this one up. This one was blue. That one is one pair. So right here is one pair of perpendicular. So this was an X through it and a circle around it. Because this set has two pair. 1, 2, so that can't be it. So really this shape right here had nothing. Nothing was done to this shape. So that was the only one that had one pair of perpendicular sides. So to see perpendicular, that would kind of go around with only one right angle. So those have the same similarity. So it's kind of fun picking apart those quadrilaterals, different shapes. On the next page, if it'll come up, good. All right, on the next page, let's look at the different types of quadrilaterals. So let's complete the definition for the quadrilateral, and you're going to need to use this page. You might want to flag the page down, fold it down, put a star on it. You're going to come back to this page a lot in the future. So you might want to fold that little corner down right there because you want to come back to it to reference these definitions. So the first one is a rectangle. A rectangle has blank pairs of parallel sides. Well, it has two pairs of parallel sides. How many pairs of equal sides? So a rectangle has two pairs. So the sides are equal and the top and bottom, so only two pairs of equal sides. And it has how many right angles? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 right angles. All right, the square has how many pairs of parallel sides? So the top and bottom are parallel, the sides are parallel, so 2 pairs. How many sides of equal length? Well, this is the difference between a square and a rectangle. It has 4 sides of equal length, and it again has 4 right angles. Okay, a parallelogram. How many sides of parallel lines? So the tops and the bottoms, so this is parallel to this, and this is parallel to this. So 2 pairs of parallel sides, and then how many sides of equal length? So in a parallelogram, it has 2 sides of equal length. It could have more, so a square could be a parallelogram. Okay, the rhombus. How many pairs of parallel sides? We have one right here, then the other edge, so 2 pairs of parallel sides, and how many sides of equal length? Well, a rhombus is basically a squashed square. So a rhombus is the same thing as a square, except its sides are squished. It's like stepping on a square. And then the last one, a trapezoid. I always think of a trapezoid looks like the roof of a house. So a trapezoid has at least one pair of parallel sides. So in this shape, it's the top and the bottom. And it can also be defined as having exactly one pair of parallel sides. Exactly one pair of parallel sides. All right, some quadrilaterals can be classified in more than one way. So it says, these are quadrilaterals, so we're going to use this Venn diagram and write rectangles, squares, parallelograms, and rhombuses in the Venn diagram. So we know that a parallelogram is pretty much a square and a rhombus. So we're going to put parallelogram on the outside. Parallelogram. It's always a hard word to spell. You have to sound it out. Parallelogram. All right, we know that a square kind of falls in between a rectangle and a rhombus. So a rhombus is a squash square. So I'm going to put square in the middle. S-Q-U-A-R-E. Square in the middle. And on this side, I'll put rectangle. Let's clean this up. Let's write rectangle kind of diagonal. Rec. Need more room, it's a long word. All right, rectangle and a square, and then the next one is a rhombus. So a rhombus is like a square because it has two pairs of parallel sides. It also has two sides of equal length. The only thing different to the rhombus is it doesn't have 4 right angles. So we'll say this one is a rhombus. Okay? All of these words are quadrilaterals, meaning they have 4 sides the same length. At the bottom of the page, I want you to try answering question number 1. So pause your video, answer question number 1. Again, remember to kind of flag this page, you're going to come back to it. All right, so you should have paused your video, answered question 1, and this is the answer. Identify and classify the quadrilateral. Then explain why you chose this category. So based on the picture and the picture above, I said that this was a rhombus. It's a rhombus. 1, because it looks like the picture above, but a rhombus has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So 2 pair of parallel sides. We can say that this side right here is parallel to this side, and that this diagonal is parallel to that diagonal. They also have 4 sides of equal length. So it's similar to a square, the only difference is it doesn't have 4 right angles. So that makes this shape a rhombus.